Are you there, Spencer?
You still need to unmute your own mic.
No, he's maybe just getting a drink before the AMA or
Yeah,
away from
maybe
them.
just joined and raised his hand. Or, oh, wait, I think he's out of the VC now. Let me make sure he's in the group and not kicked by our bot or anything
Yeah,
like that.
he was
Okay,
in the group earlier on. Yeah. Hi, Spencer. How's it going?
Ah, there we go.
good. Technical difficulties. I'm good now.
Awesome. Well, welcome to Welcome Talk. It's great to have you tonight. We've got about a minute to go, and then I'll start the recording. Actually, I'll be recording and live streaming on YouTube as well. And then
Okay, great.
I'm going to the FanVerse project. Are we just speaking to you tonight, Spencer, or is there anyone else I need to unmute?
No, actually, our head of project development is coming in, and he should be in here any minute. His name is MB, the letter M, the letter B.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I've just seen his captcha come up in the chat, so yeah, we should be able to unmute him in the chat once he joins the VC here. Yep, there we go. Let's see.
Okay.
Mr. MB, please press the button. Let us unmute you. There we go.
Okay, yeah, we've got MB. Great, we're on the hour. So yeah, if Spencer and MB are ready, we'll start the recording. Are you there, MB?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hi. Great. How are you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. Right, I'll start the recording then, and we can get started with the FanVerse project. Welcome to the WhaleCoin Talk community. I'm Glenn, your host. Today we have FanVerse joining us. We're going to be talking about the influencer NFT marketplace. I think that's coming out this Friday. Launchpad, staking, liquidity pools, and all about the token and the tokenomics shortly and more. But first, guys, yeah, if you could introduce yourselves with your background and experience, that'd be great.
Sure. So I'll kick it off. Name is MB. I'm the project manager for FanVerse. I was kind of a follower of the project for over a year now, and I actually got involved with the team back in March of this year, and really been focusing on all the different products and the technical releases that we have, and we're excited to talk about today. A little bit about my background prior and actually still going on is I'm a project manager in aerospace and defense industry here in the US, supporting a lot of the big defense contractors for different satellite programs, airborne programs, and a bunch of other really cool technologies. So really taking all that experience and bringing it into the crypto space. And yeah, it's exciting to bring all that experience and knowledge of into kind of the wild west of crypto in a lot of ways, right? Spencer, you want to introduce yourself?
Well, my name is Spencer. I've been with the project for over a year. Came in and started investing in the project and getting really active in the community, and eventually became an admin. And more recently, took on a more formal position. I'm heading up our customer service team as we are going live with our marketplace, anticipating a lot of heavy user activity and just being there to support all of our users as we onboard a lot of users and bring up all our systems. And also very engaged in the community, moderating and admin for our current community. And also our international groups. We'll probably have a question later about what other groups we have, what other international communities. So I can speak about that later.
So awesome, Spencer and MB. So if we could start maybe with an introduction on FanVerse, and you've been around for quite a while. What's been happening? What you've been building? Yeah, so we can just get an introduction for the community investors.
Sure. So the token launched in February of this year. We saw that actually go up to 300 million market cap, and then in parallel to that, we've been producing the NFT social media marketplace on the NFT side, and so that is a marketplace that is catered to the creators and the users, and so that marketplace has been in work for over, I guess, about 6 months now, really from design stage all the way to what we're excited to release this Saturday. So that's really kind of on the marketplace side. We'll get more into that in a little bit. And then on the token or the coin side, since the token launch, we've released a variety of different really cool functionalities. One of those being a staking protocol where you can stake your FanVerse and earn FanVerse. And then also with the NFT marketplace release here over this next week, we will actually be releasing what we call ETH on chain, which is going to be the ability to stake FanVerse and earn Ethereum via the revenue share from the NFT marketplace. So it's a little bit of a kind of a high level.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so if we can go into how it works for influencers, fans, and creators on the NFT marketplace, how it's going to work, and yeah, just go into sort of some of the details of the NFT marketplace because that's the next exciting launch you have this week.
Yeah, so the NFT marketplace, what we like to call the first NFT social media marketplace, because we're really taking an NFT marketplace and taking a social media platform and bringing those two together. And so our goal is to really bridge, someone from Web 2 to bring them into Web 3 in a very seamless, very intuitive interface. Everything down from the login process to the actual minting process of an NFT, and then the ability to buy and sell. So getting to that into that a little bit more specifically. So when a user actually goes to the website, they'll actually be able to log in with any social media account, even a Gmail account, LinkedIn, Discord, Facebook, whatever account the user would like to use to log in. And as soon as they log in, what happens is that there's actually a DeFi wallet that's created and attached to that social login. So it reduces the barriers to entry for individuals who have never been in crypto before, for them to be able to use their social media profile and then to instantly get a wallet address. That wallet address and the capabilities will be directly on the platform using an API integration that some may be familiar with called Web3 Auth, and then using their Taurus wallet. And that Taurus wallet will be the primary wallet and infrastructure used to buy and sell NFTs, as well as able to purchase the token with that. A little bit more about that wallet. What's really cool about it is it's a non-custodial wallet, which basically means that we, the company, and everyone else, we do not have any access to the private keys. That private key is stored with the user and attached to their social media profile login. For those who don't necessarily want to use their social media profile login, they'll actually be able to use their DeFi wallet, whether it's a MetaMask wallet, a Coinbase wallet, whatever that might be. They can use that method as well.
Awesome, MB. And you're going to be doing feed NFTs as well, so it's like picture or collections from creators and influencers. And I'm wondering how that's going to work. And will you be doing maybe like video NFTs in future as well for them?
Yeah, so we have a bunch of different categories of NFTs and really tokenizations that we'll be doing. So yeah, some of those will be really focused on influencer NFTs and bringing influencers onto the platform and helping them really monetize their brand and themselves and utilizing NFTs to make that happen. So, for example, we can bring an influencer on and we can actually help them release their first NFT collection via a Launchpad, the FanVerse Launchpad. And so basically what that means is that someone who is maybe never released an NFT collection, but they know that they want to, they can come to us, and we have all the different resources, really portfolio of resources that they can utilize. So they say, hey, this is what I want to design. These are my design ideas. Okay, great. Here's all these different design teams that we have to help you design the actual visuals. And then also here are the different dev teams to build out the smart contracts, whatever that functionality and utility that you want to add. Here's some help on the marketing side using our marketing agency to get your brand, your collection marketed, and then also even legal help and providing access to some of our legal team to help guide them from the regulatory landscape as well.
Awesome, MB. And will the influencers and fans be able to interact together? Are you looking to make sort of like chat rooms or some sort of video chats or anything like that for fans to interact?
Yeah, so on the social media side, an individual will have their own profile, including the user and the creator. And that user profile, it'll be very similar to some of the other social media platforms that we all interact with on a daily basis, of being able to follow an individual, follow your favorite creator or influencer. There will be an in-app messaging system that will allow you to message other users and creators. And then we're also working on building out the functionality that will allow someone to access to certain, sub messaging systems, right? So say that a influencer releases an NFT collection, and one of the utilities that's added to that is you get access to their exclusive messaging or their exclusive community that's built into the site.
Yeah, and what's going to be offered with the NFT marketplace compared to the competition, and what you're planning in the future, sort of with a marketplace to compete, around that area.
So from a competition perspective, really just from a fee, we will be one of the lowest, if not the lowest, fee competitors at a 1.5% transaction fee versus an OpenSea that's at 2.5. Looks rare and rareable at variable rates between the 2% range as well. So we'll be below that on a transaction fee. And the big picture, I don't think many people notice those fees because they are so small. But that is one differentiator. The other differentiator is that we have a whole social media basically platform built into this, right? So there's not really a place right now that really allows a user or a holder of an NFT to really go show off what they have, and share it, maybe even share the events that they get access to with that NFT. Whatever the utility of that NFT may be, we're also providing the platform that you can show it off as well, right? Have your own profile page, be able to post pictures, videos, text, and then also post NFTs as well. So we have that whole social media element. And then from a marketplace perspective, we'll have the primary marketplace, which allows you to go and mint an NFT, allows a creator to release NFTs. And then as soon as a user goes and buys one of those NFTs, we have a secondary marketplace where a user can go sell that on the secondary marketplace.
So yeah, it'd be great. And with the feed NFTs, I mean that's an area that's new as well for influencers and creators as well on the platform. But I'm looking, how's it work for investors? Would they need to hold so many tokens to interact with influencers on the platform, or would they have to pay any fees? Or
so when it comes to interactions with the influencers, we're really giving the capabilities and options up to the influencers, and really promoting for them to include different utilities, some of those being more access to engagement with them via the collections that they release. So from more of an investor side, I would say that having a certain amount of tokens in your wallet and then using those and staking those to earn more FanVerse or to earn Ethereum from the actual marketplace is where it can get really lucrative, because that revenue share is really going to come down to the volume that is, buying and selling on the primary and the secondary marketplace.
Okay, great, MB. And I'm wondering how it's going to work. If you're a FanVerse token holder, will you get a share of the revenue from the NFT marketplace? And also, yeah, with the revenue, if we can go through that.
Yeah, so there will be kind of getting back to that staking model, the FanVerse to Ethereum, or what you call ETH on chain. That will be basically a pool based on a percentage of the total revenue going through the NFT marketplace. So if you stake your FanVerse tokens, of course, the longer you stake and the more you stake, the higher amount of the pool you will have access to.
I see, MB. And will there be like buyback and burns and some of the profits from the NFT marketplace for marketing?
Yeah, definitely. We have some short-term burn mechanisms in place that we're actually going to be releasing over the next week. One of those is called a Founders NFT. That NFT collection will only be able to be purchased with the FanVerse token, and every single token that is used to purchase those will subsequently be burned. So right now we've gone back to the drawing board and actually reassessed the cost of the Founders NFT and what that should be based on the current holders. And so that potentially could have a burn. We have a 1 billion supply for the token that potentially could burn between 100 million to 200 million tokens for the actual token side. And so the utility of that Founders NFT, it will actually be a separate revenue pool, or a separate revenue share pool. And there's only going to be 100 of those Founders NFTs. So each NFT will actually get the holder 1% of the revenue share of that pool from the marketplace.
Okay, great. And with the staking, you were saying there's like different lock-in periods, is there? And then you'll get a percentage of the profits from the NFT marketplace.
Yeah, so the way the FanVerse to Ethereum staking protocol works is it'll actually there's a slider, and you can actually choose down to the day how long you want to stake. And so, of course, the longer you stake and the higher amount of tokens that you stake, basically the higher the multiplier is of the actual pool of the revenue share.
Right, and you've got a liquidity pool as well with 5% LP reward in Ethereum for locking in the liquidity pool. What's the sort of lock-in periods there, or is it just one set period for investors?
Yeah, so the token side and the taxes there, we've actually reduced the taxes. There is actually no buy tax. And then on the sell tax side right now, there's currently a 10% tax. But our goal in the future is actually to remove all taxes completely.
And going back to the NFT marketplace with social media built in, are you looking to do maybe subscription packages for people that want to join?
We're not really looking at doing subscription packages. Really, the monetization of the platform is going to be more so on the actual volume of the marketplace, and also the collections that go on to the marketplace, right? So that Launchpad, that FanVerse Launchpad, is really going to be an important element in building out different collections and helping creators build out their new collections. I would say where we are looking to garner an immense amount of volume on the marketplace is building out the ticketing system. And so we're in conversations with multiple different teams and groups right now, everything from music festivals to sports teams, and actually taking season passes, fan tokens, and more, and tokenizing them, and then having a whole ticketing section on the marketplace. So that could potentially bring an immense amount of volume on the NFT ticket side.
Great, MB. And I know it's when I've joined the fanversecoin.io, it was asking if I'm not in the States. Is there a problem for people in the USA interacting with the platform, or was that built in?
So there's two separate websites. There's fan-verse.io, which is the NFT marketplace, and then there's fanversecoin.io, which is the coin and the token side. And so those disclosure statements, are our effort to ensure that we are abiding by and following, the ever-changing regulatory landscape, and disclosing that information up front.
I know there's certain proprietary things for investments in America, so I thought maybe it was linked with that. So you're covering yourself there. But going into the token as well, how does the buy and sell tax break down, and how's the tokenomics? What's been put aside? Have you been looking to launch on central exchanges in the future?
Yeah, so on the tax side, the buy and sell tax, there's no buy tax right now. The sell tax, there's a 1% reflection in there. There's a marketing tax, and then I forget actually what the other one is, but the liquidity tax. And but again, we're really looking to remove those. We really want the token to be utilized on the platform, and we don't want there to be a subsequent tax for the token to be used. So a lot of that's going to go, a lot of that tax is going to go away completely. The marketing tax that's been collected to date has actually not been liquidated or used. It still sits just right inside the contract wallet. And then as far as a tokenomics, so right now there's about 150 million tokens staked of the billion supply. There's about 43% that's circulating. And then the other 34% is budgeted for centralized exchange listings. We've gotten approved for multiple exchange listings, and we've actually pushed out some of those listings to align better with the functionality release and the product release. And so two of those are our top 10 exchanges.
Awesome, MB. Yeah, I mean, the math adds up nicely with the buyback and burns and the token staked as well. Obviously, you've got a big community there that have been happy to stake the tokens, and you've been out for a long time. It's over a year, probably February to now in crypto for investors to stay in a project. And you're planning a launchpad as well. I'm wondering the timeline for the launchpad coming and what's going to be happening there for projects and investors.
Yeah, so this Saturday is going to be the primary marketplace release that will allow any approved creator to go and release an NFT on the platform. There could be one, there could be 100, there could be 1,000. The secondary marketplace gets released in September, mid to late September. Each of those phases include more of the social media elements. As far as the Launchpad side, so the Launchpad is really our services that we provide and an offer to the creators to help them get their NFT collections launched. There is another functionality that we're working on to make that more of a seamless process for those larger collections as well. And that means that being able to release 10,000 NFTs via a mass upload of assets and all the attributes, so that it makes those larger NFT collections much more efficient to actually mint and release.
Okay, awesome, MB. So, are you looking to approach projects, and would projects be able to come on the platform and mint their NFTs for themselves?
Yes, we're going to be reaching out to many of the upcoming projects. Really, we've been focused on getting the product out, focused on ensuring that it's all the issues and bugs are worked out of the marketplace, and then for an individual who is interested or a team that's interested in minting on the marketplace, all they have to do is apply to be a creator. And that goes through an approval process, which includes a KYC that's integrated directly into the platform. And then once they go through that approval process, they will then be able to release NFTs on the platform.
MB. And I see you've had a Certic audit, so that's great. How did that go? Did that go really well?
Yeah, Certic audits were really great. Really no major issues there at all. We audited the coin as well as the staking protocol, and then all the other elements I spoke of before on the coin side. Those token audits are in progress as well. And then same on the NFT marketplace, all those different contracts, those are getting audited. And so we'll see all that get put onto to Certic, and then we do have Skynet as well.
So going back to the Launchpad, are you not going to actually be doing projects anyway? Are you looking more maybe on NFT launches with the Launchpad?
So it really comes down to that custom value proposition and the utility that the creator is looking to add to really, their community and their collection. So if that means that they want to add certain functionalities, whether it's a coin or a staking protocol of their own, a different website, whatever it might be, it's really just it's a custom solution that we offer, and we have all the different developer teams, the design teams to support those solutions.
And are you offering as well with the Launchpad? What's your fees going to be? For someone to mint say 10,000 NFTs compared to other platforms.
So if they just use the primary marketplace, it's 1.5%. If they use more of that custom service, it's really going to be variable. A user may come to us and say, hey, I got all the assets, I got all the graphics done, I just need help with the smart contract side and the marketing side, don't need the legal side. Well, then that will change the revenue share model and the mint fee.
Okay, awesome. And going into the marketing, I mean, yeah, it's a big project. You've been out for a long time. What's happening, say, over the next quarter with the marketing plans?
Yeah, so the marketing, we've really held off a lot until getting the product out and released and tested out to where it needs to be. And so over the next quarter, we're going to see a variety of different marketing levels, I'll say. One of those is going to be the standard social media. So TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. We'll be doing YouTube videos. We're building out support to go blast that on Reddits, different blogs, websites, Medium, and then also going into different Telegram groups, Discord groups, and then beyond that, on a bigger scale, this launch party this coming Saturday is actually going to be filmed by MTV on the show Siesta Key. So that's going to be a huge marketing element for the project, and then we'll be doing other what we call Kishu-like marketing. The two founders of FanVerse were prior involved on the marketing side for Kishu token, which many may be familiar with. And so that type of marketing of like city takeovers and really viral marketing, that will be implemented over the next quarter as well.
Great, MB. And have you been building up a lot of partnerships in the crypto space?
So we've been very strategic on our partnerships. We do have one really main public partnership with GDA Capital, who is a venture capital firm that we work directly with on a daily basis. There are some other partnerships that are not public, but those do relate to the influencer side and bringing influencers onto the platform. And then we're also talking with some other really big teams to potentially add some more partnership deals to the mix. But what we're really looking for are strategic partners that can bring more than just capital and more so on the marketing side, and more importantly, bringing volume to the social media marketplace.
Okay, great, MB. And have you been making educational material for new investors in the crypto space, as we go more mainstream, and showing them how to maybe buy the FanVerse token and how to, interact with the NFT marketplace that you're building?
Yeah, that's going to be one of the marketing elements that we're building out. A little short informational videos, a little interactive elements, both on the website. We'll be doing different interviews, more so long form interviews on YouTube, and then also some resources, both text and video, on the marketplace itself.
And how does the fan swap work? So I could swap, say, if I had a common or a rare and someone else had a rare, I can swap NFTs on the platform in the future as well.
Yeah, that's a functionality that we're working on building out. That's a little bit further down the line, but yes, that is going to be the ability for an individual to swap NFTs directly on the secondary marketplace. Right now, the secondary marketplace is planned to have the buy, sell, and auctions, and then we'll be adding those swaps later on.
I mean, who are you looking to attract apart from influencers? Are you looking to get musicians onto the NFT marketplace where they could create sort of albums or records to share with their fans in the future as well?
Yeah, definitely. We're looking to expand it beyond just the influencer space. Looking to bring in music and producers, and then expanding into the ticketing side, and then of course just the visual and the utility-based NFTs as well.
It's an exciting area I saw recently with NFT tickets you can buy for concerts and festivals and things like that. And that's a really cool area to look at in the future with the NFT marketplace.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of these teams and companies are really seeing the value that um, taking their tickets and tokenizing them and turning them into NFTs for season passes, and even just single game or single day tickets. It can help with preventing scalpers, but it can also really add a lot of value from a company perspective to see where their participants or individuals that are going to the concerts or the games, seeing where they're interacting throughout the stadium, and also to the holder, the individual who's buying those NFT tickets. The company can offer more utility, more perks, and then that is a win-win for both sides.
And are you looking to do marketing as well on the platform for people that want to produce their NFTs for whatever, for influencers or projects or creators?
Yeah, so we'll have a featured section on the marketplace, featured creators, featured NFT collections, featured NFTs, and then that's where that's on more the Launchpad side. We'll offer that marketing agency service to really help market the creator and the collection that they're releasing.
Let's open it up to the rest of the team. If anyone's got a question for MB at FanVerse, go ahead.
Yeah, hey Lynn, I've been listening in, and it's super exciting to see what's in store for us. And what gets me excited most is the social platform of it. I know we touched like you touched upon this in the beginning, but you said people will be able to sort of just use their Facebook accounts and get access to a DeFi wallet, and then get access to all these products that I've been telling all my friends all these time about. So I'm curious, like, how far is this service out? Like, when can I send my father a link and say, here, sign up for this, and then you'll be able to buy all these things that I'm telling you about. You'll be able to stake in all these pools. You'll be able to do all this.
You can do it now. Go to fan-verse.io and you'll be able to log in and create an account. And then over the next month, you'll be able to see the functionalities for the marketplace get released and start utilizing that wallet real time for the NFT side. And then we're also working on that on the token side as well. So you can actually go to it now.
So it's actually live. This is super exciting stuff.
So it's so right now we released phase 2 earlier this month, and that phase 2 was allowing a user to go in and apply to be a creator for the platform. The first phase was actually just releasing that functionality where you could go in and sign in with the social media login. So that those elements are released. We're really taking a phased approach to ensure that we can get functionalities out, tested in segments versus all of it out at once.
Yeah. That sounds super fair. Yeah. I definitely need to dive a little bit deeper. Yeah, and then also on the social platform aspect, you mentioned you'll be able to sort of like follow your favorite, favorite, whatever, follow people you engage with, right? So will you also be able to sort of track or engage with the staking products or the yield products that they engage with, as well as the NFT products that they engage with? Will it be sort of like an interactive phase where they post here, like this is what I'm staking at, this is where I'm farming at, this is what I'm buying at, this is the NFT that I'm launching at? Will it have the sort of functionality to track these influencers?
Yeah, it's really up to what the influencer wants to share, and so having that text format, like a Twitter, essentially, and being able to release text format, video format, still picture format, and NFT formats on the social media side, they'll be able to share out, what they're doing, maybe what they're staked in, what projects they're really excited about. NFTs, they'll be able to showcase real time on their feed and their grid, so you can see what NFTs they're purchasing, what projects that they're supporting.
Yeah, for me, it just sounds exciting from the interoperability kind of side of things, because you're pointing your fans towards this token, and then you're pointing them at this DeFi product, and then back again to some NFT project, and then offering staking solutions over here and over there. So it's just connecting a lot of people to a lot of good services. So I think it's kind of build up to a self-governing system where people can not just follow influencers that are kind of phony, but actually the influencers or the performers, rather than call them influencers, that will have good opportunities for them and it will provide real value to them. So that's where I see the kind of long-term value from this. So it's super exciting for me. So thank you. Yeah, it's great.
Thanks very much for the questions. Actually, I've got a few questions that were put in the chat actually today because quite a few of our community investors as well are in Europe and it's quite late. So I'll ask a few of them questions and then we can ask the questions live in the VC shortly. So they're asking about the limited edition NFT collections. Will owners buying these be able to get real merch items, and will you be assisting the sales of the creators' merchandise as well?
Yeah, so one of the first NFT collections we'll be releasing is called the FanVerse Pass. And these FanVerse passes, there's 3 different tiers of those, each tier offering, higher rewards at the higher tier level. And so that includes merchandise, that includes or free merchandise, that includes the ability to stake the NFT and actually earn FanVerse coin at a daily rate. It includes access to invite-only events. It includes a bunch of other really cool utilities. And the higher the tier of the FanVerse Pass, the more tokens they will earn on a daily basis versus our staking protocol. And then future NFTs and exclusive NFTs. If an influencer wants to release an NFT collection that has merchandise as one of the utilities or value streams, then that's where our Launchpad comes in and will help support them to ensure that merchandise gets released and any other elements of the collection and utilities that they're releasing.
Great, MB. And another question was, will viewers be able to report any content that's against FanVerse guidelines and terms and conditions? I imagine maybe through the social media side of the marketplace.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, this is a bit of a tougher one because the current landscape and really the goal is of being a fully decentralized platform. So it's something that we're continuing to build out and define, and really taking um, you know examples of other platforms, social media platforms that are already released, and trying to learn from their failures and successes, and then better defining our rules and guidelines, while also still kind of honoring the decentralized elements of the social media marketplace.
And another question was, will you have well-known creators on board with you, and will well-known creators also going to get verification badges on the FanVerse platform?
Yeah, so our both of our founders, they both have really vast networks. One of them, Mike, who is on a MTV show called Siesta, I kind of mentioned earlier, has really allowed him to expand his network with a lot of very famous and influential individuals. And so many of them are excited about the platform, and hopping onto the platform. And then our other founder, Dylan, who is really well connected in the music space with a variety of different artists who are also really excited to hop onto the platform. Beyond that, we also are in different conversations with different sports teams and brand ambassadors to bring onto the platform as well.
Great, Amby. And another question was, they were looking at if they've got something for sale on OpenSea, will they be able to import it into the FanVerse NFT marketplace?
Yeah, so the secondary marketplace that we're releasing mid to late September, that will allow any NFT that has been released on the Ethereum blockchain to be bought or sold on the FanVerse secondary marketplace. We're working on different API integrations with the OpenSea API integration and a couple others to ensure that there is no fake collections that are released on the secondary marketplace, and more of that verification that the NFT that an individual may be buying is verified that it is the original.
Great, Amby. And another question was about the creators. Will they be placed in different categories: comedy, digital art, fashion, gaming, that sort of thing?
So the creators, we won't put into categories, but the collections that they release, they will have the choice to be able to release those collections within certain categories. So to your point, it could be music, it could be FanVerse exclusive NFTs, it could be tickets, could be real estate, it could be whatever category the creator decides that it should fall into.
There's got quite a few hands up here in the main chat, so let's open it up to Captain Levi. Captain Levi, you had a question for FanVerse team. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. So I saw the two-layer verification where a person just visiting your website would have to agree with those terms before one can visit your website. Why did you deem it necessary that users or potential investors must agree with those terms and conditions before they can view the contents of your website?
So the fanversecoin.io website, I think, is what you're referring to, and that's the token and the coin side. So on the coin and the token side, we're really trying to abide by the regulations in place for certain countries, and ensuring that the user who is going onto the website is aware of what those regulations are. We see many other projects who do just kind of disregard that and don't pay attention to that. Our goal as a company is to be as transparent and educated as possible to our whole user base. And so that's why there are two different domains. That's why we have the fan-verse.io website, which is where the NFT social media marketplace will reside. So we had to separate the token from the marketplace for those reasons.
Oh, I think I get it now. All right, so my second question, I observed that from your website, you have a modded influencer to project ratio. But when I see the fan base to influencer ratio and the fan base to project ratio quite uneven, how does this wide ratio put your project and investors at an advantage?
Not sure I understand your question. Can you ask it one more time?
Why is there wide margin before the moderator to investor ratio? For example, I can see that you have about 3,000, 5,000 investors, influencers, but you have over 250 million fan base, and then you have about 3,000 projects. So why is this wide variety in these ratios?
So those numbers come from basically the access to the influencers that we have via a couple different agency agreements, which gives us access to those influencers and their fan bases or followers on all their other platforms. That's where those numbers come from.
Oh, I get it now. I get it now. All right. So here's my final question. Still on your website, I saw that aside from the fact that FanSwap can allow users to swap their funds NFTs, aside from that, one can also buy a desired NFT directly from the seller. Will this be a private transaction between the two parties, or would there be an escrow from the FanVerse team to ensure safety of assets from both sides?
So the secondary marketplace, which is going to be released in September, that will include the on-chain buy and sell of NFTs that have already been minted. The fan swap functionalities of simply trading NFTs, we're looking to have two options, one public, one private. And that functionality and technical process is still being built out. And we are determining the best manner based off of some of the other research and market data that we've done of basically taking the NFT, storing it in an escrow treasury account while the transaction process is on the blockchain, and then transporting the NFT to the buyers or to the secondary or the user who is trading the NFT. So that's still being built out technically, but our plan is to do it all automatic on chain and allow the user to choose to keep that transaction private or public. But at the end of the day, it is going to be all done on chain.
All right, I get it. Thanks for answering my questions.
Sure, great question.
The questions there. Let's move on to Mr. C. Mr. C, you had a question for MB at FanVerse. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the opportunity. Well, I also wanted to know, in terms of community, what has been the should I say suggestions brought by the community or ideas that has been implemented on the building up of this project? If not fully, maybe a little bit changes done on that. Do you get question?
So I think what you're asking is what suggestions have the community made over the life of the project, and how have we incorporated those suggestions into the project?
Exactly.
So there's been a variety of different suggestions made, and I'll be honest, it would be tough for me to go through and list all of them off. But I guess on a global scale, we really try to focus on what the community is looking for and the suggestions that they bring to the table. Because at the end of the day, our goal is to release a platform and a marketplace that everyone wants to be on. And so it's important for us to hear those suggestions out and think about how we can implement those into the platform. So even just recently, for an example, our founders NFT that I talked about a little bit earlier, where you can, if you purchase one of those, that you get access to the marketplace revenue share. We were assessing the value proposition of that NFT, and we said, you know what, before we go and mint this, we need to reassess, the utility of it, maybe adjust the price of it a little bit so that it does bring the value to the buyer that we want it to, right? And so we did that based off of the community suggestions and feedback. And so that's an example of one of the things we've incorporated.
That is a nice answer. So, will there be like community engagements, like should I say buy contests, airdrops, shillings going on your platforms, and social media platforms?
Yes, and so we've actually done multiple different buy parties already. We're looking at doing different giveaways, and then we'll be doing some of the different burn events, which isn't necessarily a giveaway, but it does impact the holder directly. But yes, we will continue to do those as well.
Thanks for the answers, Suleiman.
To see for the questions, let's move to Del Crypto. Del Crypto, you had a question for MB at FanVerse. Go ahead. Del Crypto. No, let's move on to Crypto Lord. Crypto Lord, you had a question for MB at FanVerse. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's up? Good evening. It's evening here. Good evening. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Hey, good evening. Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah. I was going through your website and just like Captain Levy just said, you limit your investors into making some agreements. Well, that's not actually my problem. My question basically is, why have you limited people from United States or Canada and some part of Singapore into not accessing your token?
So it's not that we wanted to do that, but based on the current regulations in place in those countries, we are really required to do that. And so that is our disclosure statements, kind of notifying the rules and regulations that are in place in those countries right now.
All right, okay. What's it called? Going into your websites, I discovered, or what's it called? I could get a token with credit card. Um, Something happens to me sometimes ago in which I purchase some token with my debit card here in Africa, and it got compromised. I want to know if there's a kind of security setup on your website in which it won't be prone to hackers. You understand my question?
So the payment gateway integration, as we call it, those security measures are really put on the company that we are utilizing and their security measures that they have in place. So they have a two-factor authentication in there that's implemented, and then also verification through just your banking as well, if a fraudulent charge is expected. And then they would also be dealing with the chargebacks and the different issues that can arise from compromised debit or credit cards.
Oh, that's great. My final question. I see you've chosen Ethereum to be what's it called your base network. Where have you decided to do that? And I see you guys have a perfect NFT marketplace. I want to know if you've put in place a team that will check the NFTs that are being listed on your marketplace to check for the authenticity in case probably there's a theft or any other thing.
Yeah, so the NFT marketplace, the secondary marketplace is where an individual will be able to bring any NFT to FanVerse and be able to buy and sell that NFT. And so some of the different elements that we have in place to ensure authenticity of it is we will be integrating with some of the largest other NFT marketplaces from an API perspective to pull in the different data to ensure that the NFTs that individuals are listing are the originals.
Not sure if we lost you there, but let's move on.
Thanks so much.
Questions. Let's move on to Western Beast. You had a question for MB at FanVerse. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Okay, hi, MB. The questions I have was during the duration of the AMA. I have just 2 questions. The first one I had, you made mention of a tourist wallet. I wanted asking about this wallet. Is this wallet an optional measure, or is it automatically allocated as soon as you register a verified social media account?
So it automatically is created if you log in with a social media account. But say an individual does not want to use their social media account, they can also use the Wallet Connect feature if they already have a MetaMask or any other DeFi wallet in place.
Okay, but just to verify the fact that someone can't create cloned accounts, say cloned how do I put it, cloned fan accounts, is there a countermeasure towards this?
So if a user logs in with 2 different types of social media accounts, it will be 2 different wallets since there are 2 different logins. So there's really, I think your question is, can you create clone accounts from the same social media account? Is that right?
Yeah. So say I registered with say a Twitter account, and then I happen to now also go back and then register with a Facebook account using 2 different names. Are you going to be tracking it based on IP addresses, or are you going to be tracking it based on the wallet address?
I see. Yes. So if you log in with a Twitter account, it will be a separate wallet address and a different wallet will be created versus if you log in with a Gmail account or a Facebook account.
Okay. So my next question, there's a special feature on Twitter where it's called a super follower. I don't know if you know about this, where the users can actually pay subscriptions to get exclusive access to exclusive tweets. Would you be having a similar feature on FanVerse where influencers can give out exclusive access to fans who are willing to pay a little extra?
So our goal is to have the influencers create those utilities versus the NFT collections that they release. And so those NFT collections that they release potentially could have the utility where it gives a buyer access to a specific chat or a specific room, messaging room that the not only the influencer will be in, but any of the users who have purchased their NFT.
Okay, I get it now. Okay, here's my final question. I'm still going to circle back on your primary and your secondary marketplaces. What are the significant differences aside from the fact that secondary marketplace involves marketplaces that are outside the FanVerse network? You said that would there be different transaction fees when dealing with transaction of assets?
Yes, so the primary and secondary marketplace transaction fees will be 1.5%, which is lower than the rest of the competition. And then the royalty cap that a creator can put on the collection is 10%.
Okay, so there's definitely verification of assets from these marketplaces. I actually heard you talk about that before, right?
Yes, yeah, the verification of assets will be done via different APIs that integrate with some of the largest NFT marketplaces, as well as some other methods on the back end that we're using when going through the IPFS protocol.
All right, MB. That'll be all the questions from my end for now. I'm still going through your white paper. It's a really great project, and I really hope you guys stay bullish moonward. Over to you, Glenn.
Thank you for the questions, Western Beast. It's been great speaking to MB from FanVerse tonight. The NFT marketplace is coming out. I think Saturday you were saying it's different. It's exciting. You know, you're thinking outside the box. You know, to separate yourself from the NFT marketplaces that are out there. So it's looking really great for the future. It's been great for our community investors to hear MB talk about FanVerse tonight. As we always say, WellCoin talks for research and educational purposes. It's not financial advice, but you can check out the website, the white paper, and the official socials are in our main chat for anyone. And we'll finish the recording. We're coming up to time here now, and I'll send a copy over for MB to share with the community, and I'll post that into our main chat for anyone that couldn't join the call live tonight. Thank you very much for coming, MB. It's been great speaking to you.
Thanks so much for having us. Really appreciate it, and you've been a great host. We had a lot of really good questions in here too.
Very much, MB. Yeah, you're a great speaker for the project, so it's been awesome tonight. Thank you very much for coming. So like I say, I'll finish the recording and send a copy over, and I'll get the YouTube stream as well over to you. And take care. Good luck.
Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great night.
Thanks a lot.